Good evening, everybody. Today we are here. Today is June 3rd. We are here for detention review hearing for Samantha Morales, which will be played by Sherin Beseso. This is a mock hearing interview for IRB course, which there are 4 of us playing part in it, and we are group number 9. The participants in this groups are Ramin Khodahi, Sherin Beseso, Sartaj Singh, and Numan. And we will be acting as co-counsels. However, in this case, Sherin Beseso would be acting as Samantha Morales, the client. And once the questioning is done, then she would be acting as one of the counselor as well, co-counsels, and she will be providing the submission. So we will begin. So let me begin to introduce my colleague, Ramin Khodayi first. So Ramin, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Ms. Morales. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine.
Ms. Morales, I understand that your mother is sick.
Yes.
Have you heard from, how is she doing right now?
I don't know. I don't know, sir. I have been taken in custody. I don't know anything really about my mom besides the bits and pieces that my aunt would give me. I don't even know why I'm here. I'm frustrated. I'm worried. I'm scared. And I don't know why this is happening. So I don't know anything about her.
Okay, you said that you are scared and you're frustrated and you don't know why you're where. You said your mother is sick, but where does your mother usually live?
My mom lives normally in Toronto.
Okay. What's her status in Toronto? What is her status in Canada?
She's a Canadian citizen, sir. She has been a Canadian citizen for the longest time ever.
Okay. And why did she come to Vancouver?
My mom resides in Canada and Toronto. However, she has a sister, also a Canadian citizen, and Rosa, she is in Vancouver. So my mom recently had been diagnosed with cancer. She has been going through a lot of health issues and mental issues because she is by herself. So what I understood from the conversation I carried out with my aunt is that she asked my mom to visit her in Vancouver so she can just give her some kind of emotional and mental support during this rough time because Aunt Rosa could not travel to Toronto. So right now, what I heard that my mom was with my aunt, and then she got deteriorated suddenly, and she was taken to the hospital, the Vancouver hospital, and she was kept in the intensive care unit.
Okay. How long has she been here before falling ill?
I really don't know. I know that my mom had been going through a rough time with her health issues for a few months, but I think that she went to my aunt recently. However, all of a sudden she collapsed, and this is when my aunt contacted me and she said, "You need to come really, really fast," because she was not doing well.
Please look at the document which I'm showing you right now. Have you seen this document from the hospital?
Yeah, I saw that through the evidence when you came and talked to me about the case. So you showed me the case, the document saying that my mom was in the hospital.
I would like to mention that the Minister's Council also has received the document which shows that Ms. Morales' mother is admitted to the hospital. Did your mother have this ailment before, or was this the first? I mean, is this the first time she's been hospitalized, or was she hospitalized before for her cancer issues?
She was attending her sessions for chemo, and she was attending doctors on regular basis for her situation in Toronto. You know that this is really a rough disease, and when we found out that she had cancer, it was in late stages. So this is what needed her to have immediate medical attention. And she has been following up with her doctor in Toronto. But I assume that she was not doing well mentally for being by herself.
Okay. And can we access the medical records for your mother? Would it be possible?
I believe you can do that, sir. I believe that this is a record from her doctor. So if it is needed, I think yes.
So your aunt contacted you. She told you your mother is sick and asked you to come immediately over here, right?
Yes.
And do you have any other siblings who could actually do the same thing as you're doing right now?
No, I have only one sister. Honestly, the relationship between us, it's not that strong because she got married and she is living with her husband back in Chile. And the only one who is like close to my mom is me. I am the closest to her.
Okay. I would like to now ask my co-consul to continue the question.
Thank you very much, Ramin. And Ms. Morales, I have a number of questions as well. What is your nationality?
I am a citizen of Chile.
Do you have any other nationality other than Chilean nationality?
No, sir.
What is your marital status?
I am married.
Who is your spouse?
Who is?
Yes.
My spouse is Jose Romales,
How long have you been married?
13 years.
Do you have any children from this marriage?
Yes, I have two boys. One is 7 and the other one is 10.
And where are they living right now?
They are in Chile with their dad. He is caring for them right now.
Do you have any other arrangements other than your husband taking care of them?
No, not really. My husband understood the situation my mom was going through, and he said that he would take care of the boys. In addition, his mom would come and check on them frequently.
I read that you come to Canada a number of times. And what has been your arrangement previously when you came to Canada?
Well, it's the same. The kids would stay with my husband and he would care for them, and his mom would come and check also for them.
How often do you visit Canada?
For the last 2 years, I came to Canada between 3 to 4 times. I was coming, actually not 3 to 4, actually it was 2 times in the last 2 years because I was doing seasonal work. And every time I stayed here, it was for 3 months. I never stayed past the 4 months in the 2 times that I was here, and I was doing just work.
Which kind of job did you do while in Canada, like as a seasonal worker?
It was agricultural, sir.
What do you do back home? Do you have any job?
Yes, I am the general manager of a grocery store. I started with this grocery store since I was a teenager, and I grew up with the company, and I ended up right now to be the store manager.
Since you have, store manager seemed to be a good job. Why do you come to Canada since you have a good job back home?
Well, Canada here, the pay is good. And for us, we want our kids to have a good life, a comfortable life. And for me to come to Canada, it's a win-win situation. First of all, I will see my mom and spend some time with her. And the other thing is that I would be working and getting some money. Where can we put our kids in a good standard? So at this point, I didn't see why not. My husband is also working. So we are just trying to save up for the kids to have a good life in the future.
What does your husband do if he works?
He is working as an engineer. However, the difference in currency, of course, it's between the dollar and the money of Chile. It's different. So working here for 3 months will give us an advance for our life. So this is how I was doing it.
So for the salary that you guys earn, how comfortable life can you carry on with that kind of money if you work?
Well, between my work, the regular work I have, and my husband's work and the work I did in Canada, we are comfortable.
Have you ever exceeded the amount of time that you're required to stay in Canada?
No, sir, never, ever.
Have you ever broken any law in Canada or outside Canada?
No, sir. I am a loyal person. I respect the law, and I never breach any law.
Thank you very much. At this time, I would allow my colleague Sartaj, the co-counsel, to carry on with the questioning. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Morales. I heard that you are here to visit your mom. How do you know, how did you come to know that your mom is sick?
My aunt, she contacted me and she told me that I have to come. She sent me text messages and she told me I have to come because my mom was not doing well.
So your mom said, so is your aunt know that you are coming?
Yeah, she knew. I told her that I was coming. I was expecting her to be waiting for me in the airport. However, I found out that she was not. And when I tried to contact her, I couldn't. But later on, I understood that my mom was not doing well on that day and she couldn't leave.
And how long you were intending to stay in Canada?
My intention is for 1 month because this came out of a sudden and I had to make a quick arrangement for my kids with my husband. So my intention is just to check on my mom, make sure that she's okay and go back.
So once you go back, you have proof that you have been sanctioned leave for a month from your current employer?
I have no problem with my employer. My employer understood the situation and he told me that I can take the month, even if it is, I mean, it can be cut from my vacations, but still, I could come and see my mom. This is emergency.
Okay, so your plan is to stay and go back. And do you have any return ticket with you?
Yes, sir, I do.
And when is that?
It is a month from my entrance. I entered Canada on the 15th of December, 2020. So at this point, my ticket is for 15th of January, 2021.
Okay, and I would also like to ask you about some WhatsApp messages that says you're intending to apply for or stay here permanently. Can you tell me what's going on with those messages?
Sir, I used to come to Canada. I came to Canada twice and I worked in Canada. So at this point, my aunt thought that it might be a good idea as I'm coming and working. Why don't we relocate myself, my husband, and the kids to come to Canada and be near my mom? Now, this conversation about being permanent, it's not on the spot. I cannot leave my kids like that and say I'm not leaving the country. I have 2 children back home with their dad, and I cannot risk anything not seeing them. So the idea here, even my aunt, and I told her that we might need to go and see if I am eligible for any program. I would apply, but it's not to break the law and be there sitting permanently without even considering the fact that my children are with their dad and they are by themselves in Chile.
And how much money do you have? I
came with $3,000.
So do you have a statement that proves you have 30,000 in your account?
Well, they searched me and they saw that I have $3,000.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any further questions.
Okay, thank you very much. At this point, we would allow our co-counsel to provide the submission.
Okay, so right now I'm going to give the final submission, asking the member why he or she should consider releasing me from detention. Now, before you, Madam Member, a foreign national from Chile who had been detained by CBSA upon arriving to Canada on December 16, 2020. The foreign national was found inadmissible. The CBSA officer believed that she would not leave the country after satisfying the reason for her visit. A minister delegate issued an inadmissibility report under Section 44 sub 1 based on that she was detained and referred to the Immigration Division. The foreign national, Ms. Morales, is not a stranger to the Canadian system. During her evidence, she mentioned that she came to Canada as a seasonal worker for the last 2 years. She mentioned that she had never overstayed in the country and she always complied with all her visa requirements. Ms. Morales indicated that she used to enter Canada through Toronto Airport. However, she was informed by her aunt that her mother, who is severely sick, was at that time in the ICU in Vancouver Hospital. Ms. Morales, upon her arrival to Vancouver Airport, responded to all the questions asked by the CBSA officers. However, she was confused and worried because of the situation she found herself in. There was no clear answer to why she was stopped or why her phone was confiscated from her. Taking into consideration that she comes from a country where citizens fear the authority, her behavior and confusion would be expected. Ms. Morales does not have any criminal record, and she had never broken the law in Canada or any other country. Ms. Morales' identity had been established through her passport and her ID. Ms. Morales also has her aunt, a Canadian citizen who is willing to act as a bond person for her and willingly had put a good amount of money for her release. Ms. Morales' aunt knows that the money would be forfeited if Ms. Morales does not comply with the condition the board imposed of her release. Considering all of those facts and that there are no direct or indirect threat or reason to which it might indicate that Ms. Morales would not appear to her admissibility hearing, based on that, I'm asking you kindly to consider her release from detention. And that would conclude my respectful submission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. After reviewing and hearing everybody's detailed submissions, as well as hearing the reasonings behind and knowing that there is a bondsperson and also a proper plan for release, I would allow the release of Samantha Morales. Thank you very much.
Hey.